What is magic? This question comes up a lot when discussing things like religion and atheism and the nature of reality, and you'll hear a lot of different ideas bandied about regarding it. So let's see if we can't nail it down once and for all. Point 1. What are we talking about when we talk about magic? We're talking about the supernatural and not stage magic, like card tricks or sawing a woman in half. We're also not talking about a point of view regarding the natural world. These are something other than what this video is talking about. What we are talking about is sorcery, thaumaturgy, miracles, that kind of thing. Therefore, point 2. How do we define magic? Magic is a violation of the natural universe. It is something occurring which should not logically be able to occur. Therefore, point 3. The universe is a natural, logical, and rational place according to science. Not only are there natural laws and natural states of matter, not only does effect follow from cause, but the effect is always related to the cause. With the possible exception of quantum mechanics, which is deeply mysterious still, all experimentation has thus far shown not one single example of the universe operating under any but these rational and logical principles. However, point 4. Magic is not defined by human understanding or lack thereof. Phenomena do not graduate from magic to science once humans have figured them out. Either something is magical or it is not, regardless of human perception. The Arthur C. Clarke quote goes, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." Indistinguishable. That means we can't tell the difference, but it doesn't mean there is none. So to sum up, magic is that which violates the natural laws of the universe as defined by science, whereby cause and effect, though one may follow from the other, otherwise appear wholly unrelated. For example, if I wave my fingers and say alakazam, you can pretty much be assured that nothing will happen beyond me wasting a calorie or two and the air vibrating a little. That's what science declares should happen, and so far always has. But if I were to wave my fingers, say alakazam, and you get a chicken, there's a good chance that's magic. Why? Because what about waving fingers and saying a word should produce a chicken? Chicken generation following an alakazam finger waving? Absurd. Yet it happened. Okay, so maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe it was a trick. Maybe there's a perfectly rational explanation for how it was accomplished, maybe via a hidden chicken somewhere. How do we test that? Well, we could make me do it again. If I could only do it once, then perhaps it was just coincidence. But I do it again. Okay, maybe there's someone supplying me with chickens, or I have several hidden on my person. So, strip me naked, put me in the middle of a bare room. Alakazam! Chicken. I assure you, I wasn't hiding that chicken, anywhere. Okay, suppose someone invented a teleporter and is sending me chickens. Humanity hasn't invented teleporters yet, so that's pretty unlikely, but I guess we could suppose. Some of you lot are probably more familiar with Star Trek than I am. You tell me how to foil a teleporter. Point is, after a while we'll have eliminated enough possibilities that it would be pretty safe to say that my ability to poof chickens into existence is likely something supernatural. Maybe we can't say with 100% certainty, but we can say so with a reasonable degree of it for my tastes. But back to point number 4. Magic is not defined by human perception. My chicken poofing abilities may well be natural, despite our ability to eliminate so many natural possibilities. But suppose it isn't. Suppose chicken poofing is entirely magical. If we were able to be 100% omniscient about the natural universe, about everything that isn't supernatural, every law of science, every last chemical reaction, every element, everything about energy, even quantum physics, everything, my chicken poofing should still be impossible. According to our perfect knowledge of the universe, it should not happen, yet it still does. That's magic. Magic may have its own consistent rules. The same finger waving and saying alakazam may always produce a chicken, or it may be completely chaotic and never work the same way twice, or magic may not exist at all. But its defining characteristic is that it is irrational in ways that the natural universe is not. That is what makes something magical. Let me state that I have never seen anything to make me suspect that magic exists. My mind is open on the subject, but not so open that I'm willing to accept without adequate proof. I feel exactly the same way about God, too. When you can show me that violations of the natural order are possible, not tell me, not demand that I have faith or go on feelings and instinct, then I will believe, but not before, not until. I'd love for it to be real. I'd love to be able to fly like Superman or shoot lightning from my fingertips, all without the aid of machines, just by exerting my will or whatever. But according to science, that's simply not how the universe works, and that's why we would require magic to do it. Unfortunately, since magic appears to not be real. Until next time, fellow space travelers.